But this kind of allows for some wiggle room to rent a really special outfit, but then not have to worry about outfit repeating. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to it if this is the first time you are seeing my face. My name is Jacy, and in today's video, we're talking fashion, baby. We're talking style, we're talking clothes, and we're talking about renting them. This is going to be a review of Nuuly, which is a clothing rental subscription service that I've been using for nearly 5 months now. Now, renting clothes is kind of a newer idea, but it's really starting to gain traction. There are a lot of different companies out there, and a lot of people might think that it's dumb and a complete waste of money, and a lot of people might think it's absolutely genius and want to convince you to start renting your clothes. Spoiler alert, I'm one of those people. No, we do have some cons in here, but I just wanted to give a comprehensive review of what is Nuuly, some of the pros and cons of renting from them, as well as my overall recommendation if you should start renting your clothes. So let's hope we don't lose the lighting, let's hope I don't get out of focus, and let's just hop into some of these reasons of why I have enjoyed renting my clothes. Before I get started, I do want to say a little disclaimer that this video is in no way sponsored by Nuuly. I asked, they're not interested. So everything here is my own opinion. I will leave a referral code in the description box down below if you are interested in trying Nuuly yourself, but I don't think I make any money off that. It's just for you guys to save 10 bucks. So just a disclaimer that this is all my own opinion, and Nuuly has no idea I exist despite tagging them in every single one of my Instagram posts. But first, let's talk about what is Nuuly. Nuuly is a clothing subscription rental company where for $88 a month, you can rent 6 pieces of clothing. And these pieces of clothing range from dresses, jumpsuits, shorts, skirts, dresses, tops, anything you can think of from over 150 brands, including Anthropologie, Free People, Urban Outfitters, Farm Rio, and a ton of other really high quality clothing brands. Included in your subscription is free shipping and returns. All of the clothes are dry cleaned for you. There are no late fees, no damage fees. You can purchase items if you really love them, or you can pause or cancel your membership at any time. So that's kind of the basic rundown of a clothing subscription service. Now, I wanted to talk a little bit about how I got started renting my clothes. So my lovely sister lives in New York City, and once she moved there from being in California her whole life, she kind of realized how small the apartment space is and how little closet space she actually had. So she realized she not only had to downsize her closet, but it made more sense if she just rented a lot of her clothes seasonally, so that way she could switch them out while still maintaining all of her closet space. So during the winter time, she just rents all of her coats, keeps those in her closet, but then returns them, and then come summertime, she can rent out dresses and fun short sleeve tops and shorts. So it really made sense for her and her lifestyle. So she kind of tried to convince me to try Nuuly because she's like, hey, you're always going to events, you're always taking photo shoots, wouldn't it be nice to refresh your wardrobe and kind of have something always new to wear? And I was like, no, renting your clothes is a waste of money. I don't see the benefit in that if you're spending all that money, $88 a month, but not keeping the clothes. But then I had another influencer friend who told me how she also rents her clothes. And once I kind of combined those two recommendations, I really was like, maybe I should rent out my clothes because I do switch out my outfits a lot. I do a lot of social media. And so it would be kind of nice to have new outfits every now and then. So I wanted to try Nuuly for 1 month, knowing that I could cancel at any time. And then I kind of fell in love. And so let me tell you some of the pros of why that is. Reason number 1 why I love renting my clothes is you do get a refreshed wardrobe every single month. For somebody like me, where this is my profession, to do photo shoots for Instagram, to film on YouTube and have a new fun, cute top, it does make a lot of sense to always have a refreshed wardrobe and always having something new to show off on my Instagram or on my YouTube channel. But because of my line of work, I'm also going to a lot of different events. I'm starting to get invited to influencer events, which is so cool. And I don't want to wear the same thing every time. Similarly, I have been traveling a lot. I've been invited to a lot of special occasions like weddings and bachelorette parties and birthday parties. And I was one of those people where I kind of felt the need to go and buy a new dress or a new top every single special occasion. But this kind of allows for some wiggle room to rent a really special outfit, but then not have to worry about outfit repeating. Which I know it's something I care about, so I'm putting it a pro in this section, but hear me out for now. But snowballing into reason number 2 is because of this, I actually no longer feel inclined to shop anymore. So I definitely had an inclination to use retail therapy to make me happier. I like to shop, okay? But I also knew that I was not a big spender in terms of the money, and so I was a huge thrift shopper. So I would go to Goodwill and I'd spend only $20, but I'd get 5 to 10 different things because I just wanted that rush. But I realized that I never actually wore those clothes that much. Whereas if I'm getting 6 new pieces from Nuuly a month, I am wearing those 6 pieces because I know I only have them for a month and I start to plan all my outfits around it. And you guys, I sincerely only wear my 6 pieces all month. I'm realizing that I don't need that many clothes because even if I'm going to the grocery store, I'll be like, oh, let me put on those cute pants that I rented. Or, oh, let me throw on that jacket because I'm going out for drinks with a friend, but I want to make sure that I'm wearing the outfit that I'm spending money to rent. And it's so wild realizing how few clothes I actually need, but if I get clothes that I intend to wear with a purpose, I'm actually wearing them more often, and that results in me not feeling the need to shop. Plus, it's a whole app experience because once you're ready to rent your new box, it does feel like online shopping, where it does feel like you're purchasing 6 items and they come in the mail like it's Christmas time, but then you get to return them once you've worn them for an entire month. In the cons, I'll talk about the price a little bit, but I actually feel like I'm saving money because I don't feel that need to shop as often. Reason number 3 why I love renting from Nuuly is I get to experiment with my style. So I've had this YouTube channel for many years, and at the very beginning, I did a lot of thrift shopping, and I would complain about how I had no idea what my personal style is. I still have no idea, but by renting my clothes, I get to explore certain styles and see if they work for me. I can be a little goth girl one day if I really feel like it, or I can be a pretty princess like today. Yes, this is also rented from Nuuly. So I get to experiment not only with fashion styles, but also with certain types of clothing. So I have always wanted to get a jumpsuit, but I'm like, no, I'm too short. No, they're not very flattering. Well, let me try renting one and see how it looks. And now I cannot stop getting jumpsuits. I love jumpsuits. I get one almost every single box because they're big statement pieces and they're really fun to wear every now and then, but also not feel inclined to outfit repeat. In the same vein of being able to experiment with my styles, I'm also able to get these statement pieces like I mentioned, but without wearing them all the time to where it's just like, oh, there's Jacy with her palm tree jumpsuit again. When's she gonna retire that bad boy? For example, for my birthday, I rented a beautiful blue sequins jumpsuit and I took a bunch of birthday photos in it. I can't just wear that blue jumpsuit all the time because then I'm just gonna be the blue sequins jumpsuit girl. But if I rent it for a month, get the use out of it, and then return it, it's just so worth it for those fun statement pieces and to experiment with things that I normally wouldn't wear, but just wanna refresh and zhuzh up my wardrobe a little bit. Reason number 4 why I love Nuuly is it is a lot simpler than I could have ever thought. So every month I get a ring on my doorbell and my box is sitting there on my doorstep. After my month is up, I put the prepaid label back onto the box that it comes in, walk it to a UPS store, hand it to them, and that's it. They just scan it and go. I don't have to talk to anybody. I don't have to do any actual work of printing out a label or paying for anything. It's free shipping and returns, and that makes it so easy for me because I hate returning things. A lot of times when I buy things from Amazon and I don't like it, I just take the loss because it's not worth the time to go through returning it. But the returns are so easy, getting them is so easy, and it's just a very easy process. Reason number 5 why I love Nuuly is you can actually pause or cancel anytime you want. This is such a game changer because there would be those months where you just have nowhere to go. And for example, this next month, I think I'm gonna be pausing my subscription because I don't have any special events coming up. I'm not gonna be traveling at all. And it just makes more sense to pause it and save my $88 rather than force myself to get my 6 items if I have nowhere to wear them. And I think I realized that in this past month, I didn't really have any special events either. And so I've just been wearing my outfits around the house or going and grabbing coffee in a very luxurious dress for no reason. So it is nice to have that leeway to pause whenever you're like, you know what, I don't need any fun new clothes. Let me wait until the seasonal time or more of a special event. So that's always a really nice option. The next reason why I love renting from Nuuly is the amazing quality of the clothes as well as the range of brands you can rent from. So when I first started renting from Nuuly, I was shocked at how well made these clothes were that I was like, oh my God, I've only been buying cheap fast fashion and I can tell. These clothes have linings in them, zippers to be more flattering. There's different ways to hang the garments. They're all dry clean only. And keep in mind, a lot of these clothes, retail price are over $100, $200. I've even rented some dresses and jumpsuits for over $300 retail price. So that was always kind of scary renting such expensive clothing, but the quality is there and I feel so much more sophisticated and adult renting these high quality clothes and learning the actual value of putting your money into the quality of the clothing. So for the average daily person who's not an influencer, I don't even know if I can call myself that, but for just a day-to-day person, this might not be a huge benefit, but for me, it's really nice to be able to get to wear these expensive brands without having to pay full price. And the last pro that I wanted to mention is sustainability. So I am on a sustainability journey where I do my best to try to be as eco-friendly as possible. I am by no means perfect, but I definitely do try to avoid fast fashion when possible. And before, to me, that just meant, oh, thrift shopping. That's so much more sustainable than buying from Shein or Forever 21. But then I would buy so many freaking clothes from thrift stores, never wear them, and then redonate them back. And they're probably all going to landfills, that I would get in this cycle of just kind of thrifting and donating that I'm like, wait a second, that's not very ecologically friendly either, Jacy, get it together. But by renting your clothes, it is such a more sustainable way of scratching that itch of wanting that retail therapy, wanting new outfits all the time and new clothes, but essentially recycling it because you switch it out every month without that going to a landfill and instead going to other women who also want to wear these clothes. So the sustainability factor of it alone is something that makes me want to continue renting my clothes for forever. I truly am realizing how many clothes I would throw away at the end of the year because I just never wore them, and how much more excited I am to wear clothes and how much more often I am wearing these clothes when I'm renting them and returning them. So the sustainability is really a huge plus for me and something that I would definitely want to encourage you guys to consider. Now let's hop into some of the cons of renting your clothes, because it's not all sparkles and rainbows over here. There are definitely some cons when it comes to renting from Nuuly. Number one, first and foremost, is the price. Now, there are lots and lots and lots of clothing rental subscriptions out there, and Nuuly is definitely on the more inexpensive side of a lot of those subscriptions. My sister used to do Rent the Runway, for example, and that was hundreds of dollars a month, and it was because she was renting designer brands like Gucci and Prada. I don't know any name brands. So Nuuly is definitely not as expensive as some of the other ones, but for the regular day-to-day average person, $88 a month for clothes that you don't even get to keep is kind of expensive. And I totally get that, because if you're just paying $88 to then give back the clothes, it may not be worth it for you at all. Again, I'm somebody who I switch out my outfits a lot due to my career. If you're working from home, if you're not going to special events, or if you aren't traveling a lot, this is definitely not worth the price if you're just gonna be renting basics and then not really doing anything with them. So if you don't have disposable income, I definitely do not recommend renting your clothes. Con number two would be that sometimes the clothes simply don't fit you. Every clothing company kind of has their own way of sizing their items, and as a result, you might order a medium pair of shorts, but you realize you should have ordered an extra large because they are cinching in your tummy in ways that you do not want to be photographed in. I myself have rented a couple items sometimes where they are way too small or way too big, and I end up not wearing them and kind of losing out on one of my 6 items for the month. And it's just one of those things that you really have to read the reviews and listen to when people tell you to size up or size down. Luckily, in every single item that you can rent, it does have a lot of user reviews, as well as a little scale bar that tells you if it's true to size or if people are reporting it's too small or too big. That way you can kind of give an idea of what size you should be ordering. But you do get the occasional item that just does not fit, and it kind of just wastes one of your item, which is really unfortunate. Con number 3 is the wear and tear of some items. These are rented items. These are items that other people across the world are wearing, and as a result, they're gonna be a little bit worn down. They're not brand spanking new out of the box once you get it. It is clearly gonna be worn. I've gotten some items where I'm like, oof, this is not as crispy green as the photos would allow, and a lot of people have clearly worn this, but it's still cute, it's still sustainable, I'm gonna wear it. I've also received some items where maybe a button was missing, or maybe you could see some holes where people were safety pinning up the hem of the pants to make them a little bit shorter, but it's just something to keep in mind because they are rented clothes, that they're not gonna be brand spick and spanking new, that's just kind of the trade-off. The last con is not really a con, but more so of a recommendation. I do not recommend you renting your clothes if you're just gonna get basics and not really have a purpose for them. So you can get basic tanks and tees, you can get regular shorts, regular skirts, you can get things that people won't look at that and go, oh, where did you get that? Oh my God, I love your shorts, where are they from? If you're gonna do that, then to me, $88 is simply not worth it. I would absolutely rent your clothes if it's gonna be for statement pieces, if you have a vacation coming up, or if you go to a lot of special events, because for the most part, these items are just not worth it if you just don't have anywhere to go. I couldn't figure out how to phrase that in terms of a con, but I guess I would say that The cons are that the basics are not worth it for the price. Yeah, that's good enough. But that's gonna be it on this review of Nuuly. Let me know in the comments if you would consider renting your clothes or if you think it's an absolute waste of money. Like, why are you throwing away your money on clothes you can't keep? I totally understand that mindset as well. So let me know in the comments down below. I will also, again, leave a referral code in the description box if you wanna try Nuuly, or if you just wanna visit the site and see what kind of clothes there are. I definitely had to do that before I decided to sign up to see like, what kind of clothes we're talking here. What kind of clothes we're talking here. Yeah, you guys get it. But that's gonna be it for this video. Make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it, if you like hearing my reviews, and if you just like hanging out with me, because I like hanging out with you. And if you're not already subscribed, consider subscribing, because I would love for you guys to get alerts so you can come hang out with me every single week so I don't get lonely and sad. I need you. Okay, thanks. I'll see you guys in the next video. Toodles! Oh man. My neighbor's outside on the balcony looking at me. Now I just made it awkward.